Hey everybody, welcome back to Paperform. Today I'm going to teach you how to add conditional questions to your Google Forms. A conditional question is one that adapts based on the form response it's given. It's best understood through examples. Let's say you're sending out a form to plan a company picnic. You're probably going to ask respondents to RSVP and note if they're going to bring a dish. With conditional logic, only respondents who say they're coming to the picnic will be asked if they're going to bring any tomato sandwiches. It's a great way to make your forms more efficient, which also happens to make them easier to fill out. Making conditional questions in Google Forms can be a little bit tricky, but don't worry, that's why we're here to walk you through it. Let's get started. The first step is to create a new form. For this example, we're making a new student intake form for a pottery class. You can label your form however you like and add any additional information in the description. Once you've done that, it's time to add your sections. Google Forms conditional logic is a little bit clunky and it doesn't work on a question-by-question basis. To work around that, you'll need to add each question as its own section. It's a little bit tedious, but it's the best way to make it work. Click Add Section from the menu on the right. It'll be numbered by default, but it's a good idea to label your sections to help you keep track of them. Click on that plus sign to add a question in your section and select the appropriate answer option from the drop-down menu. You'll need to repeat this step for each question you need to ask in your form. In this case, we have 3 sections, each with one question. We need to know 1, whether the student has taken pottery before, 2, what skills they're familiar with, and 3, what skills they're hoping to learn. Once you've added all your questions, you're ready to add conditional logic. We'll start with our first question. Have you taken a pottery class before? Select the 3-dot menu at the bottom of the question field and click Go to Section Based on Answer. This will open up the display logic for each answer option. In this case, if a student has not taken pottery, they don't need to answer any of our follow-up questions. So for no answers, you can go ahead and select Submit Form from the drop-down menu. If a student has taken a class, then we need a little bit more information. So when a respondent answers yes to this question, we want them to go to Section 2, where we'll ask what classes they've taken and for how long. And that's it. You'll need to repeat this process for all your sections, which can be a little bit of a headache. Labeling them does make it a lot easier, though. Once you've gone through and added conditions to all your sections, be sure to test them. Go ahead and click that eye icon to preview your form and make sure your conditional questions are in working order before you set it live. You did it! If you've made it this far, you've probably noticed that making conditional questions in Google Forms isn't exactly a simple process. You can't set conditions on individual questions, which means you have to chunk up your form into tons of sections and remember which section is supposed to come after which. It's a tedious process, and the more sections you make, the more confusing it gets. You also can't set and/or conditions in Google Forms, which means your logic options are pretty limited. For more complex questions or longer forms, Google Forms just isn't going to cut it. For those kinds of use cases, you're better off reaching for a dedicated online form builder. Of course, we're going to pitch Paperform, but to our credit, it's because we really think it's the best possible option for creating advanced, beautiful conditional forms. Paperform's logic is designed to be super robust and complex while still being easy for anyone to use. You can set conditions on any question, or use scoring to create form-wide conditions in just a few clicks. And you don't need to fuss with any confusing text speak. All the conditions are written out in plain English using easy-to-understand if-then statements. You can create branching questions and/or style questions and a whole lot more from the configuration menu. And if you want to create something truly unique, you can always make use of our advanced calculations feature. This allows you to complete Excel-style functions from your form responses automatically. If you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to make the most of our robust conditional logic, check out the video linked in this description. We'll walk you through how to create dynamic forms of all kinds in minutes. Why not give it a go for yourself? With our 14-day free trial, you can start creating beautiful, responsive forms backed with powerful conditional logic in no time. Thanks for sticking around, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. See you next time!